And this is called the self-compassion break. And it brings in those different pieces I just mentioned. So common humanity, the mindfulness, and then what we often think about when we think about self-compassion is being kind to ourselves. So there's no test. You don't need to remember those three things. Just so you know, I'll be talking about them right now. So get comfortable wherever you're at. You might notice. I always notice when I tune into my body, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to stretch out a little bit. So do that if you need to. And you can close your eyes, or you can look downward, but something, so don't be looking at the screen. Karsten, you can do this too, okay? If you want to do a self-compassion break. And one thing I really like about self-compassion is it doesn't just encourage us like to think about the way we're talking to ourselves. It actually encourages us to bring in some compassionate touch too. So you might rest a hand on your heart, or even give yourself a little bit of a hug. And just take a couple of deep breaths in. And breathe out, of course, too. So another couple deep breaths. And with the self-compassion break, we want to think about something that's hard for us right now. But usually it's good to not bring in the hardest thing, especially if this is your first time practicing it. I don't want you to like jump into the deep end of the pool. So maybe just thinking about something that's been a little stressful for you, or something maybe that happened earlier today that was annoying. And the first thing we want to do is bring some mindfulness to it. So often we tend to get wrapped up in the emotion, and we tend to, so we've got someone just hopping in here, and we're doing, okay, it's not connected to audio. So we're doing a self-compassion break right now, and we're just starting. And so thinking about something that's been bothering you and bringing some mindfulness to it. So that could be something like just saying, this is sad, or this is stressful, this sucks. You can even say something like that, like just how you'd say it to yourself, but trying not to just like get all wrapped up in like, this is the worst thing ever, this is the worst day ever, or anything like that. And that's and then next we bring in some common humanity. So we remind ourselves it's hard to be human, and we are not the only ones struggling right now. Other people might feel the same way if they were going through something like this. And this isn't meant to diminish how you're feeling. Like, sometimes people might say like, oh, I don't have it that bad. That is not what we want to do with common humanity. We want to remind ourselves we're not alone in this. And then thinking to yourself, what would I say to a friend going through something like this? Maybe something like, I'm here for you. You've got this. You can do hard things. Sometimes it's not even words that come to mind, right? Sometimes we can think about like just, the attitude of like, how does your dog or your cat, how do they treat you in moments, right? When they're so good at giving us unconditional love. And then the last thing is to ask yourself, what do I need right now? And then just taking a couple more deep breaths. Again, stretching out if you feel like you need it. I would usually tell all of you to go do that thing that your body just asked for. So if but I don't want you to all drop off the call. So if you need to stretch, go to the bathroom, get something to drink, feel free to get a snack. Feel free to do that. If you need to leave, if you realize you need to leave, you can do that too. I won't be offended. But I hope you'll stay for the rest of the call. How are you feeling, you guys? Is that something you've tried before, or Was that self-compassion break a new experience for you?